Hello guys, this is Lakshya from Simplilearn and welcome to this tutorial on Java encapsulation. This is a part of our Java tutorial series where we will cover everything you need to know to master Java. Now, without wasting any time, let's move on to our topic. Let's see the definition of encapsulation. Encapsulation is like a capsule. The whole code and data is bounded together into a single unit. Another way to think about encapsulation is, it is a protective shield that prevents the data from being accessed by the code outside this shield. As you can see, variables and methods are defined inside one class like a capsule. Now the question is, why do we need encapsulation? The main reasons are, first, better control of class attributes and methods. Second, class attributes can be made read-only or write-only. Third, it makes Java code very flexible. This means the programmer can change one part of the code without affecting other parts. Apart from these, encapsulation is mainly used to protect data and increase security of the code. As you can see, to protect the data, variables must be private and they can only be accessed through methods. Now, let's see Java code for encapsulation to understand the concept better. So now let's create a new project. Next, and I'm gonna name it as Encap1. So here we have our main class. We can write the code here. So before writing the code, let me create a new class. Right click, new Java class, and I'm gonna name it as employee. So in this program, we are going to use a classic example of employee using employee name, ID and salary. So in this class, let me create variables. First string name, then integer ID, and then int salary. So I can easily use these variables in our main program by creating object of the class. So let me just create the object. Employee is equal to new employee. Now I can use e.id, name or salary, anything I need to. But this program is about encapsulation. So this is an easy program we can do, but in order to secure our programs when we have a large number of program and large number of lines in a program, so we need encapsulation at that time so that data can be secured. So for that, I'm gonna name it as private. Now all three variables are private, so I can't use them. See, we can't see them anymore. If I write ID, we'll get a red color here. So if we go on it, we can see ID has private access. So that means we can't use it directly. Because of this, we need getters and setters that are normally methods that are used for these. So right click, generate, and here you can see getters and setters. So just select all of them and OK. So now we can use these methods instead of direct using the variables. So we can get in the starting, then set, then get, and again set. So likewise it goes like this. So now we have set here. So if I want to declare variable and if I want to put some value inside my variable, so how can I do that? Here you can see get ID or get salary. So if I go for get ID, if I go for e.setID and I set it as 6, so this shows no error. This means we can use methods to access variables. So let's complete our program now. First, I'm gonna set everything. And lastly, e.setSalary. Let's get it as 30,000. Maybe in dollars or maybe in rupees. Let's just set it as 30,000 for now. So how I'm gonna print it? For this, I'm gonna go to a print statement and then name and not set name, but this time I'm gonna go with get name. Get name is to return the value of the name that I have given. So in this case, that's Simplilearn. And next will be ID and e.getID. And lastly, salary e dot get salary. So this is a simple program that is used to define encapsulation. If we don't use private variables, that becomes a normal program. So when we use encapsulation, we are going to use private every time whenever we declare variables, so that it's secure and no one can access the variables directly. So now let's run the program. And there we go, we have our result. We have executed the program successfully, and as you can see, name Simplilearn, ID 6 and salary is 30,000. So I hope you understood the concept of encapsulation. So the main concept of encapsulation is all the variables can be accessed through methods. So for this we use getters and setters that are inbuilt functions for IntelliJ or NetBeans or Eclipse. So with this, let's move on to our next program to understand it better and how we can manipulate these variables or methods using program. So again, let's create a new project. And this time I'm gonna name it as Encapsulation 2 because it's the second program for encapsulation. And here we have our main program. Now this time I'm gonna use an example of cars. So let me just create a new class and I'm gonna name it as cars. So in this again I'm gonna create three variables that are private. So first I'm gonna get string name, then private string price, that means price of the car, and third one top speed of the car. So we can create the program that we did before as it is, but I'm gonna explain you more in depth how we can manipulate these variables or classes. So I'm gonna create a constructor for the class cars, and inside I'm gonna give it as arguments as string name, then string price and string top speed. And I'm gonna give it as this dot name is equal to name. This is so that the class can identify that we are going to give arguments related to that, and the class can return the values of it. So similarly, I'm gonna give it as this dot price is equal to price, and lastly this top speed is equal to top speed. So with this we have completed our constructor for it. Now let's have getters and setters for the same thing for these three variables. So generate getter and setter, select all and OK. This is a great feature that we have in Java, getters and setters. Otherwise we'll have to type the whole code. So with this, let's move on to our main program. We'll write the code here. First I'll create object of the class cars, and inside this I'm gonna give arguments, or inside this I'm gonna give values that I use in constructor to assign the values without using any c.getName or c.getPrice. So my first was name, so let me just name it as BMW. The second thing was price, so I'm gonna give it as $30,000. And the third one was top speed, so top speed I'm gonna give it as 200 km/h. So we have assigned all the values to the variables and we have created object as well, all in the same line. So this is another way of creating objects, or another way of assigning values to the variables that are private. So if I try to print these, they can be easily printed. So in the starting name and c dot, so this time I'm gonna give get name, so it automatically gets the value that I assigned to the variables through getters and setters. After that price c dot price get price, and in the end top speed c dot get top speed. So if I print this, let's execute it, And there we go. We have name BMW, price, and even the top speed. Now if I give spaces between them, it will look neatly. So let me execute it once more. And here you go. Name BMW, price $30,000 and top speed 200 km/h. So this is one of our ways how we can declare variables or assign values to the variables without using any getters or setters. So in this method we used only getters to print the value that we have for variables. Now how can we manipulate the variables if we want to change value of them? Now for this again I can do set top speed or set price. Let the name be as it is. So c.set price. So price I'm gonna set it as $50,000 and c.set top speed. Let me increase it to 250 km/h. So before printing that, so that we can differentiate which one is new and which one is old, I'm gonna print one more line. Stats after updation. So now if I print these values, I'm just gonna copy paste it. So now if I print it, let's execute it. And here you go. First we have name, price and top speed, then stats after updations. That means after we set the value gets overwritten on the variables, and now we have a new price and top speed and all the details. So this is how you can manipulate variables or values inside the variables. So this brings us to the end of this video. We learned about Java encapsulation. I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more from Simplilearn.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.